Hello, hello. Alrighty. I think the stream is starting. Let's see if we can get a good connection going. All right, I think we are up and live. Bear with me 1 second, making sure everything is moving as it should be. All right, come on. Let's fingers crossed I can get my stream refreshed and loading. But how is everyone today? I've just had to update my OBS and things look a little bit different. So I'm making sure that I can keep moving. All right, let's see if I can refresh this page. All right, but everything does look like it's moving as it should be. I just can't seem to refresh my page, and that makes me stress a little bit. The connection isn't as good as it normally is, which makes me a little bit hesitant, but let me suss this out and see how we're going. Fingers crossed, fingers and toes crossed. Okay, we seem to be moving smoothly. All right, I think everything is looking good. It's just I can't seem to refresh on that one and share my stream. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna have to go find the stream and then share it that way. And I'm gonna have to double check if the connection is moving smooth. Okay, I think we're all right. I think we're moving smoothly. We're moving smoothly. Okay. All right. I think we got this. We got this under control. Let me just share my stream and make sure it's all good to go. Alrighty. I think we're good. We're good. We've got a smooth sailing. We're gonna love this. It's gonna be nice and smooth. That's right. So I'm making sure my connection, giving all the good juju to this connection, that it's gonna go on smoothly today. Okay, but hey guys, welcome back to my stream. Yesterday was my birthday. Depending on where you guys are still in the world, it is still my birthday, so celebrate me. No, I'm kidding. All right, I'm gonna let you know what the top news for cryptocurrency right now in this world. So the US lawmakers continue to work on crypto market structure legislation, with consumer protection measures remaining a key focus as the bill advances in the Senate. We also have Bitcoin continues to outperform major US equities, holding above $65,000, while technology stocks remain under pressure ahead of major earnings reports. Also, markets are focused on big tech earnings this week, including Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta, as investors assess whether AI-driven growth can continue. Okay, that's a big one. Then oil prices fell sharply after the US and Iran paused military actions, easing concerns over global energy supplies and helping reduce inflation worries. We love that so much because in recent weeks it has been through the roof, and my friends who drive, some have opted to stop driving because of those prices being so high. And then the Federal Reserve interest rate decision is due this week, making it one of the biggest macro events for both traditional and crypto markets. Investors are watching closely for guidance on future monetary policy. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now. But today we're going to get into our spot trading and futures. So that's going to be exciting. Hopefully you guys are ready to get to it. We generally going to start with our spot trading just because I believe that is where it's at. And then futures is if you've got the patience to go in a little bit more. And you can dabble in both if you guys want to stay for the full 30 minutes. I would love that. We always really encourage you guys to interact during the live stream just so we have a bit of input to know if we're going in the right direction with the content that you want to see. So yeah. All right, let's get to it with our spot trading. All right, I had my page open and loaded, ready for us to get into it. So this is the SuperEx spot trading screen. I know it can look a little bit busy at first, but honestly, it's pretty simple, and there are only 4 areas you really need to know. The top area is pair sector right here. Right now, I have Bitcoin and USDT loaded, but you can switch to any token in seconds. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Then we have the big chart in the middle. This is our trading view price chart. So it shows you Bitcoin's price action live. You can switch between 1 minute, 15 minutes, hourly, daily, honestly, whatever fits your style. I personally like to see it on a bigger scale just so I can see what's really happening. And then to the right of that, we have our order book. This shows you every buy order in green, every sell order in red in real time. Don't worry about it right now. Beginners don't really need to read into this. Just be aware that it's right there. And then on the far right, this is where our magic happens. This is the trading panel, and that's pretty much the only area we're going to interact with today. Okay, on our trading panel, we see at the top, we've got 2 tabs. We have buy in green, and then if I click on sell, it will turn to red. Today we're going to be buying Bitcoin, so I'm going to click buy. Right underneath it, we'll see 3 different order types. We have limit market and stop market. I'm going to use limit. Why? A market order buys at whatever price the market is right now. You have no control over that. Whereas a limit order lets you say, I only buy Bitcoin if it drops to my price. That's how the pros do it. Be patient, be disciplined. We love it. I can see the connection isn't as strong as normal, which frustrates me a little bit, but maybe. All right, guys, hopefully the live stream can continue as per normal. Sorry if I'm a little bit jittery today. I just really want to make sure the stream is not super laggy. But hey, it seems to be loading. So if you guys find any problem with anything in the comment section, just let me know in the comment section if things are not going smoothly, and I can try to make some adjustments. I can like stop and start the stream if that's something that's easier. But yeah, I think it's okay. I can just see that the connection isn't as strong as it was last week. Hopefully I can get that fixed for tomorrow, but we see. Okay, let's get back to our spot trading. Okay, now we're gonna have a quick little look how to switch our pairs. So you remember how I said on the far left? Let's go back over to our far left up here. Hello. Our far left here, I've just clicked on the Bitcoin and USDT label at the top left, and this drop down appears. You don't actually even have to click on it. You can kind of hover over it, and that's what pops up. So first, we have the search bar right here where it says inquire. You can type in any token you want, ET, ETH, SOL, BNB, anything. SuperEx honestly has thousands of pairs. We love that. Then these tabs below that let you filter by category. We've got spot for crypto, stock for US stock market. Yep, that's right. You can trade things like Apple, Tesla. Free market is for community listed tokens, and so on. All right. Or you can just go down here and click on any of the most popular pairs in the list. I'm going to stick to Bitcoin and USDT today, but that's just because what I'm going to be doing. My fur babies were just meowing. They've been very good. Compared to last week, they are not trying to join the live stream, which I totally appreciate. But yeah, they've been very good babies. All right, now we're gonna head back over to our trading panel on the right-hand side. Okay, I'm gonna quickly make sure the connection is still loading. Yeah, I think it is still loading, which I love. It is a little bit laggy. So guys, I do apologize for the lag today. Hopefully I can get that sorted by tomorrow. But for now, I think we're gonna have to just go forth with this live stream just because I've started it. And stopping and starting is going to make it a little bit laggier, I feel. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, dokie. So back to our trading panel, we're going to set our buy price. So Bitcoin is currently sitting at around $64,721. But I think it might dip just a little. Sorry, my fur baby is meowing. So I'm gonna offer 64,000 dollars exactly, just in that price field. I popped it right there. And then once I click out of that, this pretty much means that if Bitcoin hits 64,000, my buy will actually fill. But until then, nothing happens. I'm in control. I'm not chasing the market, and we love this, okay? All right, next, how much money do we want to commit? You see the total field right here? Remember, just skip the amount in Bitcoin because that's how much Bitcoin we want to commit. And that's a lot smaller of a number than you realize. So for today's demo, I think I'm going to put 50. Hello. I would like to type in 50 and see what happens. So the amount field is automatically calculated how much Bitcoin I'll get. In this case, it'll be 0.00078 of a Bitcoin. Don't have to do the math. SuperEx does it all for me, and I love that. Quick tip just to notice down below, we've got our available balance. I have 15 USDT in the account. So 50 USDT is not something that I can actually process, but I just want to do this for the demo today. Okay, now this is going to be the most important part that a lot of beginners actually skip, is the take profit and stop loss. Right above the buy button, I know you guys want to just go click buy. No, we're going to go to our take profit and stop loss. Once I click that, a couple new figures open up. And the first one is a TP trigger. That's my take profit. I'm going to set that one at, so we are buying at 64,000. I'm going to put mine at 70,000. And SuperEx pretty much tells me that in red, when the price reaches 70,000 USDT, it'll trigger a market order, and your estimated P&L will be 4.68. So that means Bitcoin moves from 64,000 to 70,000. The platform sells my Bitcoin automatically. I lock in my profit while I'm asleep, while I'm at work, anywhere. And we love that. And then similarly, we've got our SL trigger. That's our stop loss. I'm going to set that one at, let's just do some nice even numbers today. 60,000, pretty much is the same logic but opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes from 64,000 down to 60,000, the platform sells it automatically, and I lose 3.12 USDT. I don't lose 20, I don't lose 50. My downside is capped. So just remember, this is really important to make sure that we are safe and secure throughout this process. I don't want you guys to be betting all your funds in your account and then you lose it all. You want to make sure that you're going to be happy either way if you lose a little and if you win a little, okay? Pretty much no one who knows what they're doing goes into a trade without setting these two numbers, and setting it takes like 10 seconds. Sorry, I keep looking at the connection, guys, and I just keep jumping between the physical live stream to see how it is. And I can see it's a little bit laggy. Interesting. Oh, well, there's not much I can do about that one today, but hopefully by tomorrow I'll have that worked out, because that is frustrating for you guys that you can't even see the screen because it's so fuzzy. Okay, before the final step, I want you to double check the numbers at the bottom. So pretty much you could go straight away and click buy Bitcoin. But what I want you to do is make sure that you've got your correct available balance, make sure that it's exactly what you expect. And then once you're good and you've checked all your numbers, just click buy Bitcoin. Once you've done that, the order will be live in your order book. So I'll just scroll down here. You'll be able to see in your open orders tab at the bottom. You don't have to sit and watch it. The system pretty much handles everything. So remember, if Bitcoin hits 64,000, you buy. If it hits 70,000, I sell for profit. If it crashes to 60,000, I sell to cut my losses. There's pretty much 3 scenarios, all automatic. I don't have to think about it. It's really straightforward, and it makes sure to think that I'm happy whatever happens. But yeah, that's pretty much spot trading. It's super straightforward, and it's a great way to get yourself into doing trading if you've not done it before. I was able to teach myself this within a span of less than a week, and it made me feel really comfortable and safe, and I was not overthinking it because of setting my TP trigger, and my SL trigger allowed me to just like go to sleep at night without having to check it every single second. My fur baby's a little meower. He's a good baby. That's Kit, who likes to meow all the time. What's up, Chunky? Huh? What's up, my little chunker? All right. I am noticing the connection's really spotty right now, and I just don't know how to make it go smoother. As you guys know, I often use a VPN when I'm doing a live stream, just because I need to use it to access certain things. Hi, little squidge. And I have a feeling that's one of the reasons. Hum diddle bug. Hum diddle bug, hum diddle day. I agree, sweetheart. I do agree. All right, guys. I think I'm going to try to stop my live stream. I know this sounds like but I don't want to stop you. I want to experiment to get a better connection. But as soon as I start experimenting, the connection might drop. That's the only thing I'm stressing about. All right, let me see if I have my other one. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I don't think I downloaded that other one. All right. Well, I'm going to keep going with today's live stream in hopes that we can get through it today, because it does have moments of going up and in and out. But I have a feeling it's going to keep going a bit laggy. Well, hey, we'll give it a go. There's no harm in us trying it out, right? All right, let's jump onto futures and see how we go. If it gets too much, I can always stop the live stream and we can try to recontinue it another time. But for the time being, I'm going to push through, and hopefully you guys can still get all the information you need off today's live stream. Okay, dokie. All right, now we're on our futures page. I know you're going to think, wait, is this not... All right, let's have a bit of a look between the difference. This is our spot, future. Spot, future. Spot, future. Yeah, they are quite similar with a few new pieces. Let's have a quick little overview of this page. The top left, we have our pair sector, similar to what we had on our spot. Right now we're trading Bitcoin, USDT perpetual, but you can switch between ETH, SOL, anything you want by clicking up there. And then we have our future specific data. This one is going to be a bit different to our spot trading. We got our mark price, which is what the platform uses to calculate your unrealized P&L and liquidation. We got our index price. This is the multi-exchange weighted spot price. We got our funding, our countdown, every hour's long pay short, or vice versa, depending on the funding rate. You'll see the timer countdown as well. 24-hour change, high, low, turnover. Pretty much that's quite standard. All right, and then on our far right, we've got our trading panel. That's where we open and close positions, and we're going to spend most of our time here today. And then we have our order book just to the left of that. We've got our buy and sell orders for futures. This also matters for funding rate skew, but as I said, for spot, pretty much for beginners, we don't need to pay too much attention. Just acknowledge that it's there. Okay, to start us off, this is going to be a bit different to our spot. We're going to choose our margin mode. In the trading panel, which is on the far right, remember, we're going to click the button that says, mine says isolated, yours might say cross. It's just because mine was on isolated for my previous transaction. And then this pop-up appears, and there's 3 choices. But listen carefully, because this decision decides what's going to happen when things go wrong, all right? So we've got cross margin mode. Every position you have under this asset shares one single margin mode. If one trade tanks, the system will pull from our other position margins to prevent liquidation. I know this sounds nice, but if everything crashes at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet and not just one position. I think that's way too much stress. Then we have isolated margin mode. You assign your fixed amount of margin to each position. If the trade goes against you, you only lose that isolated margin. The rest of your wallet is safe. This is recommended for beginners, and that's the one that we're going to be going with today. Bear with me. Let me have a sip of water. Okay, then we have our split margin mode, similar to isolated, but you transfer a specific amount up front. If the margins drop to below 100%, you get liquidated and the trader can lose all the margin in that sub account. So pretty much once you decide, you click confirm. As I said before, my honest recommendation for your first month is going to be like isolated. I pretty much always choose isolated because I don't want one bad trade to wipe out everything that I have earned. So I'm going to confirm that. And then after that, we're going to go with our leverage. It's the button right next to where we clicked isolated. Mine currently says 30 times. And then this pop-up window appears here. So we've got the big counter at the top where we can use the plus and minus to adjust it there. Or you can drag the slider from 1 all the way up to 150. Just make sure to read the warning carefully. So selecting a high leverage will increase the risk of forced liquidation. So at 150 times, a 0.66% move against you wipes you out. At 10 times, it takes about a 9% move. At 3 times, you survive a 30% crash. Pretty much the higher leverage isn't bigger profits. It's smaller margin for the same position size, which means tighter liquidation distance. Once you guys have decided which one you want, you click confirm. For first timers, I think I would definitely recommend anywhere from like 3 to 5. You kind of want to learn the platform first and not risk it all in one day, and then you can increase it later. For now, I'm going to keep mine on 30 times. I just like my nice even numbers when I'm doing a demonstration. Okay, now we're going to set up the actual order, okay? With that, we move down to actually right now first, let's make sure that we're on limit. Same as my spot tutorial, this lets us pick our exact buy price instead of taking the market price. So I'm going to keep it on limit. The price field. So as I said before, Bitcoin's at around $64,785. And I'm going to bid, same to the spot, I'm going to go 64,000. Because I don't want to buy it at a higher price. I want to buy it at a lower price. That's just like a small little dip from the current. So if Bitcoin drops there, my order fills. If it doesn't, nothing happens and I can cancel at any time. Okay, this toggle below it is quite important. Cont versus USDT. So cont means how many contracts. So each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity, whereas USDT means how much USDT I want to commit. Beginners should pretty much always pick USDT because it's the dollar amount that you understand. So for the tutorial, I'm going to go with USDT. And then how much am I going to commit? I'm going to do 50, the same as my spot, even though I don't have 50 in my account. That's just how much capital I'm willing to commit for this trade. Look down below, the margin is 1.66 USDT. That's only $3 and change locked up as collateral because at 30 times leverage, 50 USDT of exposure only requires 50 divided by 30, which is about 1.66 USDT of margin. That's pretty much the leverage magic. Small margin, big position, big risk too. We love it. Okay. Now, remember, same as our spot, the most important thing to do is our take profit and stop loss. Make sure you click this. This is the one thing I want you to take away from this video is always choose a TP&SL. We've clicked that and we've got 2 new things that have just popped up. So our take profit price, same as my spot, I'm going to put you at 70. And then my SL trigger, I'm going to put that one at 60. There we go. So pretty much I'm buying at 64,000, right? And if Bitcoin jumps up to 70,000, I sell automatically and lock in my profit. Don't need to stare at the chart. We love it. And then with the opposite direction, if Bitcoin crashes down to 60,000, I sell immediately and cap my loss. That's pretty much the line between losing some margin and getting completely liquidated. Alrighty, and then you go down, check, we've got two big buttons here, big green, big and red. We've got open long button. Open long means you're betting Bitcoin goes up. Open short means you bet it goes down. So depends on which one you want. I think it's probably going to go up a little bit, so I probably would have clicked open long. Once I press that, the order goes live, and in two places we can check that. We scroll down, open orders tab at the bottom of the screen. If it's a limit order that hasn't filled yet, it sits here. You can cancel at any time. And then we have our positions tab. Once the order fills, so if Bitcoin touches my 64,000 bid, the trade moves from open orders to positions. You'll see your entry price, current P&L, and